Cannabis weddings?
So people in America love weed.
Yes.
And they do like weed themed weddings.
Yeah. Yep.
America is so on the back burner with like sex.
You're absolutely right on that. It just breeds a whole thing of people doing illegal, crazy shit.
We're leading the way in Australia though.
Yeah, we're leading the way in sex here. I'm surprised America's gone this long, keeping the laws as they are. I have a few girlfriends there that do escorting and stuff in America, which is still legal. And the politicians are all their best clients.
It's so funny. How was she murdered or what happened there?
She would pull a lobster out of her vagina. She went above and beyond.
She should go for it.
If we could get Mark nude, that would be something.
Yeah, that'd be fun, wouldn't it? Doing a nude out.
Like a Borat thing.
Just like a little leaf.
I'll strip nude on stage if you strip nude on stage.
Yeah, we'll see.
All right, welcome back to the Cat and Mark Show, everyone. This episode is brought to you by our sponsors, Raven Management. So Raven Management is an accounting firm that specializes in tax and financial services for the adult industry. But also if you're listening to this and you're not in the adult industry, then he can also do your taxes and be your financial provider as well. Both Mark and I personally use him, and a little bit of cat law is that I used to be a chartered accountant at a big four firm myself. So I have vetted Raven personally and trust Raven with my own finances. So read into that what you will. And if your accountant is not a chartered accountant, then maybe it's time to rethink your financial provider. As a former chartered accountant myself, I cannot stress to you how important that is. Anyway, today we have on the absolutely fabulous Maxine Fensom from the Australian Adult Industry Awards. Welcome to the Cat and Mark Show, finally.
Welcome.
Hello, hello, hello. Thank you for having me. Yay. It's been a while.
Oh, no,
Glad you got me on.
Too long. It's good to have you here.
It has. Yeah, well, it's great seeing you guys.
You too. It's been a minute. You're off in New York, you're saying at the moment.
I am. I'm here to celebrate Thanksgiving. It's really cold, but yeah, I'm loving it actually. There's so much culture here and so many people.
Well, I guess compared to Vegas.
Well, I mean, it's much more more sort of widespread, but here it's kind of like a lot of people jammed in. Like,
and it snows in New York, doesn't it?
What's that?
Doesn't it snow in New York at this time of year?
Not yet, but I think it's going to soon. But yeah, it's cold. You need to put your woolies on for sure.
That's awesome. How long do you spend in Australia versus overseas? Like, how often do you come back and forth?
I've done 7 trips this year so far.
Jesus.
Oh my God.
Christmas, yeah.
Always jet setting.
So, yeah, I tell you, I get tired, and then in between that, going to LA and just, yeah, it gets a bit, it catches up with you, that's for sure. But loving it, glad to be able to have the opportunity to live here, but to go back home and oversee stuff and work and enjoy both places and the people.
Nice. Yep. And so you're obviously very known in the industry, but I want to know, how did you get started? Like, where did your journey begin?
How did I get started?
Yeah.
Well, my first property that I bought, I don't know, it kind of went to hell, and that's when the interest rates were really high and I needed to get an extra job. So I thought I would become a topless waitress at the Station Hotel. They
oh my God.
Let's go.
I did not know this about you.
And so what I did is I had to audition. I had to show this horrible old man my boobs. Yeah. And of course I got the job. And,
of course
but I thought, if I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it with a twist. So I'm going to actually wear like an underwire and be like a showgirl. So I wasn't just sort of like tits out gee. And so so that was it. I think I was getting paid like $50 an hour, and I called myself Elizabeth. It's like stupid. Anyway, he was doing lingerie shows and all sorts of crazy stuff, and I thought I could do this. And so that's kind of like how the lingerie lunches were born, with $1,000 as an investment in starting that. And, so it just progressed from there. I started getting a lot of, bookings, like, bucks parties and stuff. And I would take a booking, go to the job to oversee it. I've never stripped myself. Yep. And there's all the girls that were working for me, like doing their own thing. And I thought, well, hang on a minute. I should be like the boss here. So anyway, that's how I'd go to every show, give out my card, and it just really, sort of started something. And then I sort of got stuck into, lots of functions, and then I started doing all these crazy shows like Lesbian Lust and, Miss Erotica and just some pretty out there sort of stuff. The mother and daughter show, just crazy.
What was the mother and daughter show?
I think I did the Uranus show. It was a planet, and I was advertising in the Herald Sun.
Oh my
In
goodness.
in the theatrical section. And I don't know, but I tell you, that's how I got people through the door. It was like
awesome.
Nuts. But I think after about 5 years, they worked it out. This could be something that we probably shouldn't have in the family section of the movie section. So yeah,
There's probably people rocking up looking for some astrology theatre. Get something they don't expect.
My options, in advertising and marketing were kind of hindered. In the market, the normal market. But anyway, so yeah, that's how it all sort of started. It was a bit of an accident.
Yeah.
Yep.
There you go.
There it is.
So how did the awards?
Anyone can do it.
How did the awards then come into that? The Adult Industry Awards.
I was speaking to Fred Sharksky, and I just rang him up one day and I said, I think maybe me and you could do an award show together, and he wasn't that interested. And at the beginning, we were charging people like to advertise and like charging you just to nominate, stuff like that. And it sort of had legs to it, but figured that, you can't be charging people to nominate. So just gave it a go, just did it out of, I think, the Comic Theatre the first year. So, and sort of look where we are now.
That's crazy.
It's crazy. It's huge. A huge event now.
25 years next year. Incredible.
I know. 25 years is crazy.
And now I've got Americans, people like Holly Randall who are interested in putting their films into like American category for films. And, after the AVNs, we're going to start talking about having that possibly. So, it's just, it's really just sort of evolved into something like super amazing and a great, showcase for everybody in Australia. I think with the Australian Adult Industry Awards, I think it's, become, more of a public thing, and it's sort of normalised the adult industry, I like to think, and take the stigma out of the adult industry. They're just like mostly normal people who just want to make a living, who are a bit sexy as well. Yeah. Some traumatised, I'm sure, but, in general, pretty good.
Yeah.
A few nutters.
Yeah, like last year, Husey rocked up and was saying some jokes.
This year.
Up there.
This year.
This year.
KATIJA, that was unbelievable. She called me and said, I think Husey might be coming. And I thought, yeah, because I know how it goes with PR, They might say, yeah, then they'll think about it. It's like with Jimmy Kimmel, they were going to have me on, then they weren't, and blah, blah, blah. So, and then, it's happening. And it was just so lovely.
Yeah, we'll have to top it next year somehow.
To get our heads together there. I've got a few ideas, but definitely. Well, 25 years, quarter of a century,
Yeah.
Yep, got to make it big.
And, of course, having you guys there hosting it again.
Oh, absolutely. Yes, 3 years in a row for all of our listeners. If you haven't been following along, it's that'll be our third year in a row.
You can say we're 5 years old.
Yeah.
And then 10 years.
And you have the date. So let me try to pull it up in my calendar now. Or do you know the date off by heart? We have just announced the date for next year, June 12th.
That's right, Thursday night.
It's in Melbourne again.
Yep, it's going to be at Ridges.
Yeah, I love the Ridges. That
really
was so nice.
Yeah, lovely.
It was nice, and we can take more people too.
And they were very sex worker friendly. Which is good because obviously all of the sex workers were staying there. I was, and pretty much everyone else was staying there, and they were all so nice and accommodating, and that was good.
But why shouldn't they be when you think about it? People.
It's money in their pockets.
But that's right. But you still get those people. Here a lot. I had somebody who wouldn't speak to me because I had a chamber. Well, I have a chamber of commerce here called the Sin City Chamber of Commerce. But because her husband didn't approve of me because I had a strip club, and then I said, well, I've got a chamber. Yes, but it's called the Sin City. And it's like, oh, please. Jesus. And he wears a diaper.
What?
So, well, she's married to a man that wears a diaper.
There you go. Interesting.
We don't kink shame on this show, but read into that what you will, listeners.
No,
No,
There
that's
you go.
right. I don't think it's a sexual thing. I think it's like a necessity, but all the same.
Oh, okay.
You know, why are you judging me, mate? You
Yeah,
know?
exactly. Yeah.
All stupid stuff. Anyway, cheers.
Cheers.
It's that time of night. I know it's only 2:00 or something.
Yeah, it's like the middle of the day here where we are.
So tell me more. Like, I'm interested in how you developed this business mindset, because you started off like a lot of people do. They kind of get in the industry. You started off with like, oh, like topless waitressing. How did you develop that business mindset? Because it seems like so many of these things wasn't well established. Like, you were kind of just diving in the deep end a little bit.
Yep. Well, I had a mortgage to pay and all the rest of it. I don't know. I think I've always just been really hungry and very ambitious, and always wanted to be the best of everything I did and wanted to be the top dog of it.
Mm-hmm.
So I just figured if I was going to go into that, then, you know, I was going to go in, you know, balls to the wall.
Mm-hmm.
I've always been pretty fearless, and I've always been very optimistic and, you know, with a vision. And I mean, look, I came to Las Vegas and I created all these things, and I can't even believe that Americans didn't even have the domain names that I went and got, like Las Vegas Cannabis Tours and Las Vegas Cannabis Weddings, Las Vegas Glam Sport. I mean,
hang on, Cannabis weddings? Tell me about this.
Oh, yeah, these look very fun. I've been seeing them on your Instagram.
what do you want to know?
So people in America love weed.
Yes.
And they do like weed-themed weddings. In like, in like the growing houses and things like. Well, I don't know if that's the right word. Where, you know, there's places they grow weed and stuff.
So the cannabis, Las Vegas Cannabis Tours was born out of the pandemic. You know, everything closed down, and I had these two professors come over from the East Coast. I took them on a 7.5-hour tour. My tours only normally go for 2.5 hours.
Wow!
So I took them to a grow. I took them to a dispensary behind the scenes. We did a helicopter ride. We did a charcuterie board back at my place, and some wine, and they had some weed. And I mean, that was it. So it was a star was born. And then, of course, the American government was giving money to all Americans, and then it was really cheap to fly to Vegas because the governor made cannabis like an essential service. So that created a whole lot of new jobs. So instead of just being able to go and get medical marijuana, it was legal to the general public. And then what happens next? They started a drive-through service. They started a delivery service. I mean, other things.
Delivery. You know what's so crazy? I can't get my head around that. America is so on the forefront with like weed, but so on the back burner with like sex. It's crazy.
Yeah, true.
Oh, honestly, you're absolutely right on that. I mean, what hot-blooded Australian could go to a strip club and look at a pair of tits covered with nipple covers, and only then are you able to drink alcohol. And then if you want to go see full nude, there's no alcohol. It's only a juice bar. But, I mean, I think it just breeds a whole thing of people doing, you know, illegal, crazy shit because, you know, I just think it's – I mean, we're so much more open when it comes to that sort of stuff, whereas they are so far behind. And it's a shame really because – you know, they created, you know, they made, you know, gay marriages legal well before we did, which stunned me. Yeah. But it's quite a contrast here as far as the thinking. Whereas I always thought that Americans were much more free thinking, but you know, in some ways they're not.
Yeah,
yeah,
you know,
it's a bit of a shame.
I know, it's crazy.
Well, it's good. We're leading the way in Australia, though.
That's we're leading the way in sex here. That's it.
Yes, I think we are. And I think it's great that, you know, like, you know, things, you know, sex is being, you know, decriminalised, you know, in most states now. And I think that's great that if people want to be able to do that, that they can go ahead and get a bank loan. They can go ahead. I mean, I know it's still not happening, even though it's law. You know, people are still finding it hard to rent or be discriminated against. But I think it's, you know, a good way of I think it just – you know, why make it illegal? You know, why make it illegal? You know, I think it's the best thing that's ever happened, to be honest, for the industry.
100%. Because it's the same. It's the same with the idea behind weed, right? Like I think you just legalize it. It makes it safer for everyone. You can, know what quality you're getting. Yeah, and it's like do the same with sex. 100%.
Yeah, I think so. I think here the attitude is just so terrible. It's sort of like all the strippers here are all working girls as well. Yeah. And, of course, none of that's legal here. And, so it's like it's stigmatised completely. Yeah. But then there's a lot of people where they have, like, the women have pimps that control them, control their money. It's just really torture.
Nice. Yeah, it's not very good.
But anyway, hopefully, people will realise, the government would make money. They would make taxes. There would be safety for the women, health, and also it's a much more, people can, I think the way it's run in Australia, it seems to me that the women control their business. They, buy property and, set themselves up for the rest of their lives, raise children, educate themselves plus their children, and, I just think it's a healthier attitude. But anyway, hopefully, 100%. Things will change.
Yeah, hopefully. I'm surprised America's gone this long with keeping the laws as they are, because I know a few girls. I have a few girlfriends there that do escorting and stuff in America, which is still legal, and the politicians are all their best clients.
It's so funny.
This is what happens, but it's not legal.
Yeah,
and that's the thing. Until things change. I mean, if you got caught doing that stuff over here, they won't let you back into the country for sure. Damn. So, well, look, let's hope, there are, people out there that do want to make changes. But what I find really funny is, like, with pornography here, like, it's all moving to Vegas, but, it's okay to pay, people to have sex, but not to actually, have sex with a client or anything like that. Mm-hmm. I think it's a whole social thing that I think the culture would have to change. Yeah. And I think that's going to be something that's going to take some time to do.
Yeah, definitely.
All right.
Yeah, just to change. Working at it. There's just a lot of people are set in their ways, how they're raised culturally. American men, they find it quite acceptable to go to a strip club and look at a pair of tits. Mm-hmm. No problem. Well, Australians, they wouldn't put up with that. We've had... what did we have? We've had Hooters over in Australia. Mm-hmm. It just didn't work out because that's not what rocks our boats, Everyone wants to see full nudity and everything else,
Yeah.
So interesting, isn't it?
See some Uranus shows.
Yeah, some Uranus shows.
Some other daughter shows. I said they want to see some Uranus shows, some other daughter shows,
Oh, yeah. Well, that was just one of my specialty acts that I used to promote was the mother and daughter. And
that's so good.
There was always a different daughter, but the mother was always the same. And she was a lovely woman, but she was like, she would scare a hungry dog out of a butcher's shop. Like, we always put her on last to let the whole crowd leave because they all shit themselves and would run out the door.
I was scared of her.
Yeah.
Oh, God, too funny.
She wasn't the most attractive woman, and she didn't have a great body. And she used to, she was crazy.
That's hilarious. I feel like I need to say some of those shows.
I feel like they don't do them like they used to these days.
And then there was poor old Jazzy O. She was amazing. She was like a lovely woman, but unfortunately she passed away. She was murdered. And they did. Yeah, you probably never heard of her, but she was lovely. She was in her 70s. But I think she made so much money, but she didn't say no to any job, but she used to do some crazy stuff. And every time Americans came to Australia, they always wanted to see her because she was just like, she was a legend.
How was she murdered? What happened there? What?
Oh, she would pull a lobster out of her vagina. She would she basically, she went above and beyond.
She would should go for it. Damn.
It would, And crazy.
I want to ask, I know Sexpo at the moment in Australia is kind of it's going to not happening. But what are your plans? Are we looking to bring a Sexpo back?
Well, David, Ross and I are looking at doing something, if it's not that name, it'll be something else. We're definitely, out there in the market for sure.
Okay.
It would make sense because I've got the one here, which we're going to be launching, next year. I've done a few sneak peeks for Sexpo here just to, to the market and, just to, let people know what we're doing. A lot of Americans sort of been vendors in Australia know about it and are keen.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a shame what happened. I think it was just, I don't know, he kind of fucked it up, didn't he?
Sounds like it.
Seriously.
Yeah, sounds like it.
Money just down the drain and just like crazy.
Yeah.
So, well, there's a bit of a story about that. He wanted to basically go into business with me here in the States, but he wanted to give me 49% of my 100% owned business. And I didn't really want to do that.
Okay, yeah.
I didn't feel like that made any sense. And he wanted me to pay for visas and put him on a CEO salary and blah, blah. And then I think he wanted to open up, I think in Idaho for the first one. Could you imagine that?
Isn't Idaho very...
In potato country.
Yeah, I was going to say rural. Isn't there like no one there?
Well, yeah. And I mean, I've been gearing the first one will be, in Las Vegas, like entertainment capital of the world.
Yeah.
Which makes sense. And it'd be great to have you guys over to do the podcast.
Yeah, for sure. Why would you want to do it in Idaho?
Yeah. I know, that's so random.
Look, I think probably we want to send his children. But anyway, I mean, clearly that didn't happen.
No.
And I think it's a real shame. And I think it puts to shame, a lot of, like that was sort of an institution. I hosted one of the first ones there. I think they got a record crowd of 5,000 people for the first one.
Okay.
And, it was, run well with the Club X crew. Mm-hmm. And I think, I mean, I just think it's a shame that, he let his own people down by, not running the events and not giving people any notice and, the rest of stuff that would happen there. And I think it's a bit of we've gone back a couple of steps in the adult industry because, Sexpo is like amazing,
Yeah, I think that's the most, like, it's one of the most mainstream things. Like if you speak to people, like they usually know what Sexpo is. So
yeah, well, everyone does. And that's mainstream. Yeah. And that's what also takes stigma away from anything adult, So, well, look, we can only hope. We're definitely super keen. But it's like anything. Sometimes here in America, I don't want to do anything unless it's, well backed.
Yeah.
And like it should be presented the way it should be, which is, it's the oldest adult convention in the world, and we have a reputation as Australians to uphold that, because it's a wild, crazy. Educational, sexy event.
Yeah.
Sure.
And I'm going to miss Sexpo, so I'd love for it to come back.
Yeah, look, I think it will. I mean, I want it to come back too. If the name's available, the liquidators, it just depends. I mean, I don't know if it's actually worth anything, but I mean, if we don't get that name, I think we're going to do something else anyway.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So stay tuned. Yeah.
Happy to hear it. Well, you definitely have our support. I hope we manage to bring something back. Yeah.
That'd be great. Well, only the best.
Yep.
That's exactly right.
Yeah. It's gold. Have you got your outfit sorted for
So I actually, so I do actually have my outfit for the awards, and I actually got a custom outfit made for the next Sexpo, which ended up getting cancelled, and I literally went out of my way to get a custom outfit made for it. But I do actually
the awards have a couple of changes.
So I've got another dress that I've got to wear to the awards, so it's very cute. It's very like Cinderella-esque. A little bit of a teaser.
I'm looking too. I actually went and saw Cosmo from Cosmo Donato, who dressed me at the last event. Nice. And he's now super, super famous. He got famous by going to see Madonna, and I don't know, I think he got really shitty about paying $80 for a car park. And he goes, what do I have to do to get a cigarette? And I think he was like, saying he was going to get on the oxygen machine. Anyway, it went viral. He ended up being on the cover of Interview magazine. He did Paper magazine. He did what was it? Soft White Underbelly, which is, I don't know. Have you ever seen that?
No, I haven't. No, have you?
Oh, it's this guy that goes out, behind the scenes, out and about at 4 o'clock in the morning and picks up all the drug addicts and, the sex workers and stuff like that, transsexuals, all sorts of just, talks about this
interesting people,
super interesting, and then now he's recording his own song, KATIJA. He's working with Laverne Cox. I mean, he's killing it.
There you go.
My God, it's crazy how people in America can just get so famous just for doing just random stuff like that.
Well, yeah, that's it exactly. Just right time, the right place. I think he's got a manager. He gets his hair and makeup done every day. He's doing stuff every day.
That's my dream, to have a hair and makeup artist every day, on call. Oh, that's my dream.
Oh yeah.
If I ever make look hella money, I'm gonna have a live-in makeup and hair.
That's part of my dream wish every day. Yeah, every day. But
chef, when I makeup artist and hairdresser.
No, I want a masseuse.
That too.
Me too. And I love having my head massage.
That's the best.
When you go to Bali and they do that an hour massage on your head.
That's literally the greatest thing in the world. I just came back from Thailand a few months ago. I go in to get a massage. They're like, "What?" I'm like, "Just right here. Just massage my head." It is.
It's the most orgasmic feeling. It makes you come in your mouth.
It's the greatest. Yeah. Done. That's why I need full-time masseuse. Right.
Just for the head.
When we get rich,
that sounds dirty.
Someone.
Love it.
This head is what I was meaning. Okay, not happy endings, but that's gold. Well, I'm excited. What's going to be good? I haven't got my outfit picked out yet, but I'm a guy, so it's easy.
It's just black.
Well, I don't know. Just have a couple of changes. You should come out with something wacky, actually.
I should maybe.
I know. I said that last year, didn't I? Say you should get a bedazzled suit to match with my bedazzled outfit that I wore last year, but you didn't.
Oh, that'd be good. Or just come out in the nude.
That's all good.
Nude. There you go. Yeah. You don't need to prepare any outfit then.
Like a thing to cover, your
a Borat thing.
Just a little leaf.
Yeah, a Borat or a cod piece.
Just wear a tie, but just wear a tie around your waist.
Oh, have a dick tie.
Yeah, a dick tie.
Ah, we should do that. Yeah.
You should do that.
We'll wear 5-star, but we could do something wacky at some stage.
Okay, we'll balance it out.
We could do a nude out. Do a nude out at the 25th year of the Australian Adult Industry Awards.
A nude out.
Come in.
I love it.
Yeah, why not? Yeah. That'd be fun, huh?
We're going to start planning.
Oh my God.
Have you got any other you seem like you're always got something going on. Is there anything else that you have in the backworks there going on, or are you just focused on
what's next?
The businesses you got running at the moment?
Well, I started a dog fashion
dog fashion.
Yeah, because I love dogs. I have a Chihuahua. But that's in its infancy at the moment. I'm developing the Las Vegas Glam Squad as far as with its own brand of makeup, possibly some skincare, and what else? I think that's kind of it. I've got 9 businesses going on over here, so I've got
liking the sound of the dog fashion.
I want to ask you about the dog fashion. Can you tell us more about this?
Well, you see people with their little doggies all dressed up, and either matching outfits or, little parkas and little, him outfits and whatever. So, yeah, just thought I'd do something like that.
Okay. Cool.
It's in its infancy at the moment.
Okay.
So, but I mean, I can't be too scattered. I have to.
I was going to say, you sound so busy. Sounds like you have so much going on.
My business manager said to me the other day, "You've got 9 businesses. Do you know that?"
9.
And I said, "Have I? Oh, okay." But I should probably.
How did you say so?
I like to be busy.
I can tell.
I'm the same.
I like to have lots of little projects.
I'm the same. I'd rather more than less, because the second I have a day where I don't have anything to do, I'm like this. I don't like this. I need something to do.
I'm a great multitasker, to be honest. Yeah. And I actually thrive on it. I thrive on it.
I'm the exact same.
You two are crazy, okay? Let's just admit it. Both of you are crazy. All right, 9 businesses is wild. If this was me,
I love it.
I'd just be happy chilling.
I get a culture. She's the same. She just wants to. She's a high achiever.
Yeah.
And I feel like that too. And then I look at things like, I write this, blah, blah, blah. And I look back and I go, fuck, I did all that. I've already done it.
Yeah.
I've done it.
Yeah.
And, and I think, all right, I better think about what's the next thing. Private jet.
Yeah. Private jet, personal chef, personal mate.
Massages every morning and hair and makeup every day.
Yeah.
And twice Sundays.
That's a dream.
Yep.
Nice.
Yes.
Should we say anything else about the awards?
Well, yeah. So the awards, Mark, save the date. It was, what was the date again?
12th.
12th of June. Save the date, everyone. You can meet Mark and I in the flesh, and Maxine as well will all be there in the flesh, and you'll have to you get the privilege of listening to Mark and I talk all night. If you are not already so sick of our voices on the podcast, you get to hear us in the flesh.
That's it.
And then can I say just we have early bird tickets. I'm not sure when this is going to air, but it's early bird. They get $100 off their tickets.
Oh, so, fuck yeah.
All right. Go and get them, while they can. Perfect. And we also, our venue is booked and sorted. Perfect. So there won't be any sort of
last minute changes. Yeah, none of that.
No. Yeah. No, none of that. And the default lovely 3-course meal.
Oh yeah. And food is a definite.
Any buns. And you like, whether they have those bao buns, there won't be anything like that. It'll be a nice 5-star event.
Yes, everyone listening, no bao buns and no venue changes.
No, what?
No venue changes, no bao buns.
No, there'll be none of that. None of that. There shan't be that. It'll be fabulous.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun this year.
Oh, it was
Next
so much
year
fun.
should be
it's going to be even better. 25 years.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it. I can't wait, actually. But, I'm sort of putting my head to work out what, I'm going to do. And, KATIJA, I'll definitely be looking to you to see if you can top the Hughesy, dolls.
Exactly.
I will try. I will try my very best.
Yeah, me too.
But I'm very excited. So.
If we can get Mark nude, that will be something special.
I feel like I'm committed to this now.
I know.
We'll see.
Yeah, that'd be fun, wouldn't it? Doing a nude out.
Yeah, we'll see.
I'll strip nude on stage if you strip nude on stage.
All right, deal. Oh gosh. All right.
Is there anything that you want to cover that we haven't covered yet?
I think I'd like to say this. I think that we should be kind to our peers. And I don't think we should be making judgment or any horrible remarks about other people and how they present themselves and who they choose to be. And I don't think we should discriminate. I think, life's pretty tough as it is. And I think just to get through the day at times, for some people, it's incredibly hard. And I think you haven't got anything nice to say, don't say it at all. And that's my my little thought of the day. And all I can say is I love my life, and I'm super happy that I've achieved what I've done, and I'll continue to do so. And I wish the best to everybody. And I think let's all be in our own lanes, and let's just be sweet and be kind.
Thank you so much.
Well said, absolutely.
Yeah, and look, you've done a lot for the industry. You've done a lot for sex workers, and we all appreciate that. You talked about normalizing. I think you played a big role in that, and within the sex industry, it seems like, as someone a little bit from the outside, it seems like there's always fucking drama, but it's nice to see from your point of view. You're doing your thing, you're helping out everyone else. We're moving forward. We got the amazing awards coming up. So yeah, I think that's, you should be proud of yourself for all that. I think it's amazing, and it's good to have you on the show.
Well, thank you. And I love both your guts, and I think, KATIJA, you should be proud of yourself. Just simply from where you've come from and made these decisions to do what you're doing, and obviously doing a very good job of it. And, you're getting your publicity and your media and doing all your photos and really making something of it. And good on you, Mark. I mean, I don't really know that much about you, but you're both amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for having me.
No, thank you so much for coming on.
on.
Appreciate it.
All right.
All right,
meow.
cheers.
And hopefully we see you soon. Bye.